Gupta from TCS, who is our next speaker. He is Head of Sales and Delivery for Government Industry Solutions, and he is credited with creation of assets in many different areas, with normal e-office, HMIS, etc., security solutions, and most importantly, citizen-centric delivery portals. He has worked, for e-governance solutions for our Commonwealth countries also, and he has a long experience of working with IT and using it for citizen-centric applications. Mr. Pankaj Gupta.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much, Honorable Chairman. I thank him more so because I'm the last speaker, and I was really getting worried when Dugal Saab was speaking, and I was wishing he closes his session faster and faster, because he only is going to scare my clients. Yes, he is very right, and I'm thankful to him that he only outlined it, right? He didn't go into details. I'm sure Dugal Saab has many more arsenals under the IT Act. Truly, yes. Even Vinita posed a lot of challenges, and I only wish my clients don't pick up all of that she said. It's going to make e-governance more difficult. I have been implementing e-governance solutions from 1996 onwards. And yes, all the points raised by Mr. Dugal, by Honorable Chairman, Ms. Vinita are very relevant. And if you go into more of details, it will really need a lot of deliberations and a lot of things that we have to do. But at the same time, I also want to, because it's my own survival of my company, survival of profits for my company, survival of the economy of this country, because as IT exports grow, it's the economy which benefits. That is important that while we have all these challenges, we still go on. And this country has had the courage of taking a lot of initiatives, bold initiatives, learning in the process. As Dugal Saab rightly said, we are in the evolving stage. Acts are getting amended. As we learn, as we feel. The situation is not as bad in the absence of what we are talking today. And then I suddenly started thinking, have we really missed out citizen engagements in the past? And that made me come to an issue of, should we not broaden the definition of citizen? Should citizens be renamed as stakeholders? Because stakeholders of a system is the owner of the system, is the citizen, the consumer of the system. But there are other stakeholders like the community, the audit, the security. How are we going to engage with them? And if I were to make a statement that till date, probably we have taken large care of our key stakeholder, who is the owner. Owner's requirements, owner's comfort, owner's aspirations have already been captured, are being captured in the IT systems. We have had, I can cite an example of, you heard yesterday about taxation system, hospital management system, e-budget. I think we have had some engagement with the consumers. In taxation, when we were designing the system, we actually used the offices of the Chambers of Commerce, CII and others, and the taxpayers associations and the tax bar associations to consult and ask them. And we consulted what is good for them, what is bad for them, what is that they want to look at. When we were doing financial system, we spoke to pensioners who are the biggest beneficiaries. We spoke to large payers of the government money. So we have been engaging, but yes, it needs to be extended. It's probably tip of the iceberg. We have been just consulting 5%. But the challenge that I have seen is, in spite of the best of intentions of the owner as well as the developer, where do I connect? How long should I wait for the feedback and suggestions? And a bigger issue is, because we receive a lot of suggestions from whatever limited number of users we have, do we have a mechanism to address those suggestions? And when I say mechanisms, definitely the first one is an intent, which I would say 90% the intent is yes. But then, do you have the legal framework? Do you have a mechanism to amend rules and regulations? How prepared are the governments for reforming and re-engineering their business processes? I can cite another example. We are working with the police department, and you'll be surprised they still maintain 56 registers at a police station. It's a different matter that none of us can read other than the constable. But the fact is, there is a lot of information. It is required under the law. It is required by IPC. And lot of data is replicated. I'm not criticizing the system. All I'm saying is that is mandated under IPC, which was drafted way back in 1886. Few amendments have taken place. So I think while we are talking of citizen engagement, whose aspirations are going to be ever increasing, we have seen RTI. It started 5 years back, 7 years back, and now we are seeing the results. It's going to evolve. But is the backend system to support ready? When we start Gov 2.0, it's a good initiative. We will engage. There is a framework. But I would request DIT and other stakeholders and maybe CSI to also insist that there is an enabling infrastructure. And when I say infrastructure, enabling people, enabling acts, enabling rules to ensure that they are executed in time. And I must, because I have been on both sides. The first 8 years of my career I have been with Government of India. So I had the luxury of being on the other side of the table, and today for the last 12 years I have been on this side of the table, supplying to the same government. I can tell you, there are serious problems of balancing the demand of a citizen versus what the government can give. And with the assumption that everything is honest. Let's not talk about the ill intentions and other things that we may have. But in spite of the best intentions and everybody being wanting to do something, how do you strike a balance? I can cite another example. I was a grievance officer. You must have heard every office has a grievance officer. Okay? People come and drop their grievances. How many of them were read? How many of them were addressed? How many of them were seriously taken? Yes, if it was from an MP or if it was from an influential person, we'll definitely respond to them. But 99% of them would just, I'm sorry, today I can say so, I'm no longer in the government, used to go to the dustbins. Today, most of the suggestions that come, where is an inventory of those suggestions? Where is a forum to discuss those suggestions? I think I'm standing here as an implementing agency, as a person who has implemented these systems, IT systems, which have got good success in this country. And I must tell you, more successful than many of the countries that we talk about or we think are developed worlds. And I have my personal experience. I cannot name the client, but I can tell you the systems that are running in India are far superior than those running in UK. I can name it as a country. And they have replaced their own systems with the system that Gujarat has adopted. So let me build confidence that we have very good solutions. We have very good systems of engagement, but probably Western world is ahead of us in terms of structure, in terms of frameworks to engage and address. And in fact, I have another understanding in the last 2 years of my engagement in UK. Indian bureaucracy, in spite of all the perceptions you may have, is far more flexible, agile than most of the democracies that we think are better than India. Definitely. And that is the strength we have. We will have to, I can cite an example and probably a learning as the last example. I am a vivid watcher of this seconds before disaster. I don't know, it's either on Discovery Channel or on Net Geography. And most of them are air crash investigations. And if you see, after every aircraft crash, there's an US-based aircraft safety institute which conducts a thorough investigation and then mandates a change in the rules of safety and gives directions and recommendations to the aircraft manufacturers. So what happens is every learning is captured and built into the act and rules so that those reasons do not become causes of disasters subsequently. I am wondering whether we have similar similar kind of a setup where we also ensure that a learning from one project is captured in such a way that that very thing doesn't become a problem in a similar project in other things. Yesterday we talked about hundreds of initiatives in this governance space in the country, hundreds of citizen delivery services. How many of them have learned from each other? And the last issue I want to again stress upon is that do we read the citizen engagement? The answer is yes, Vinita, I'm not trying to say no. But at the same time, am I not a citizen? Are you not a citizen? So I think we ourselves can wear two hats, honestly. The word honesty is very important. And we being more educated, tax savvy and all those things, probably we can understand the requirements far better. So before we embark on those initiatives of Gov 2.0, which is must, which is important, I think I would request DIT if we also have certain frameworks which captures all the learnings, all the failures that we have had from all the projects in the country. And maybe CSI has done a wonderful job of creating a compendium of all the IT projects. I think that's hats off to CSI for that. I would urge that if learnings and failures, in fact there is no seminar in the country which actually talks about failures of IT projects. Maybe it sounds negative, but it's very important for us, probably for Duggal Saab to advise on what improvement should be done in cyber laws, and probably also we don't repeat those mistakes. I think I have a limited time, so I must end here. I think I've brought out my issues that I think as an implementer are critical. Rest assured, we are there to deliver, we can deliver safely. These issues are there to wonder, but not scary enough to stop our bold initiatives. Thank you very much.